Hi everyone, I'm Z from Susan's family. Today I'm bringing you the curtain lifting general. For this electronic tutorial, you can visit the website, search for susodiy.com to view it. The doll includes the main part, clothes, and head decorations, other accessories and the demon subduing staff. First, crochet and sew together the main part, then make various decorations and the demon subduing staff. Let's start with the main part, which includes the head, arms, legs, and body. First, crochet the head and arms in order. Then move on to crocheting the legs and body. Finally, sew all the parts together. For this toy, unless otherwise specified, all parts are worked in X-stitch single crochet. From now on, we'll simply call it single crochet. There are quite a few stitch techniques used, all marked clearly on the chart, so I won't list them one by one. Let's start with the head. The head begins with a magic ring, working into the yarn loop, join with a slip stitch and crochet in rounds. Stuff with fiber fill as you go, appropriately. Finally close the opening. Now let me demonstrate. To make it easier for everyone to see clearly, I'll use bulky cotton yarn for this demonstration. For specific yarn, color scheme and hook size, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Then work round 1. Round 1, 6 single crochets, 6x. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to make. Here it means work 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Make 1 beginning chain. The turning chain of single crochet doesn't count as one stitch. If not specified in the chart, gently tighten. Then pick up the loop and work 6 single crochets into the ring. Note, this is the X-stitch single crochet technique. Once completed, check the stitch count. Then pull tight the starting tail of the yarn. This closes the ring tightly. Next, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet stitch of the round. The joining slip stitch doesn't count as one stitch. Pull tight. The slip stitch is not marked in the chart here. In practice, crochet around to join. Unless otherwise specified, always start with a beginning chain. Always finish by joining with a slip stitch, and tighten. This way, the first round is completed. Move on to crochet round 2. Our 2 is 6V. The number before V indicates how many single crochet increases to make in a row. This means to make 6 single crochet increases in a row. Make 1 beginning chain. I'll emphasize again. At the beginning of each round, always crochet a beginning chain. This won't be repeated later. Make a single crochet increase in the first stitch of the previous round, which is the same spot where the slip stitch was joined. A single crochet increase means making 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Hide the starting yarn tail as you crochet. Single crochet increase completed. Continue making a single crochet increase in the left stitch. Don't forget to weave in the yarn tail. Complete this round. Once done, check the stitch count. Then join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Note: at the end of each round, always join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Take a look. On the left side of the yarn, there are 2 small braids, which are the slip stitch from the previous round, and the beginning chain of this round. Skip these 2 small braids. This is the first stitch. Pull tight. Trim off the excess yarn tail. Round 2 is complete. Continue to crochet round 3. Our 3 is XV *6. The parentheses here mean 1 group. Asterisk number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. First, make a single crochet. Then, make a single crochet increase. Repeat this around 6 times. That is, alternately crochet a single crochet, and a single crochet increase. Continue crocheting all the way around. Finally, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Pull tight. Round 3 is complete. Take a look. The right side of the fabric has clear texture. The wrong side has blurry texture. When crocheting later, always keep the right side facing you. Now crochet round 4. First, make a single crochet. Then, make a single crochet increase. Then another single crochet. X is completed. I'll demonstrate once more. First, make a single crochet. Then, make a single crochet increase. then another single crochet. That's the second repeat. Continue to crochet the remaining 4 repeats. When completed, join with a slip stitch. Round 4 is done. Now move on to round 5. First, make a single crochet increase. Then crochet 3 single crochets. Note: the increase placement should follow the stitch pattern in the chart. Do not adjust it randomly. Continue to crochet the remaining 5 repeats. Round 5 is completed. Let's take a look. One raised texture on the right side represents 1 round. So this part is 5 rounds. Continue crocheting rounds 6 to 23. Among them, rounds 6 to 14 increase 6 stitches each round. Round 16 increases 4 stitches. Round 15 and rounds 17 to 23 are worked even without increases or decreases. That means work 1 single crochet into each stitch correspondingly. Just refer to the chart to crochet accordingly. After completing the first 23 rounds, continue to crochet round 24. This round requires decreasing stitches. I'll use this small sample to demonstrate the decrease technique. Refer to the chart. At the beginning, work the corresponding number of single crochets. My swatch has fewer stitches here. The focus is on explaining the method. After that, work 1 single crochet decrease. This is the single crochet decrease for this toy. All are crocheted using the invisible decrease method. Before working, take a look at the stitches first. We call the strand closer to you the front loop. The strand farther from you is called the back loop. Insert the hook into the front loop of the stitch on the left side, and at the same time into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Pull the yarn through these 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through all loops at once. 1 single crochet decrease is completed, equivalent to decreasing 1 stitch. Continue with the corresponding number of single crochets. After completing, work 1 single crochet decrease. Like this, pick both front loops of the 2 stitches on the left side. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over, draw through the 2 loops on hook. Another single crochet decrease is completed. For the following single crochet decrease method, just refer to this demonstration. Everyone continue following the form. Finish the remaining stitches of this round. So round 24 is done. Continue to follow the form and complete rounds 25 to 43. I've already finished crocheting it. After finishing crocheting, stuff with appropriate amount of fiber fill, not too little or too much. Too little will lack shape, too much will make it stiff. once stuffed. Continue following the form to complete the remaining rounds. Crochet and stuff with appropriate filling as you go. Now I've completed the final round. Leave a yarn tail about 15 centimeters long. Fasten off the yarn. That is, chain 1 to secure. Stretch the loop. Pull the yarn tail through. Pull tight. If there's not enough stuffing, add a bit more fiber fill as needed. Once completed, thread the yarn tail onto a darning needle. Go through the front loop of every other stitch. Finally, pull tight the yarn tail. Tie a knot to secure. And weave in the tail for a few stitches inside. You can weave in multiple times for extra security. That's how the head is crocheted. Now continue to learn the arms. The arm includes the thumb, palm and arm. Start by crocheting the thumb, then crochet the palm and arm. These two parts are crocheted as one piece. Foundation chain. Along the braid of the starting chain, work slip stitches in the round. When crocheting, stuff the palm with fiber fill appropriately. Now watch me demonstrate. The thumb also starts with a magic ring. Around the yarn loop of the magic ring, work slip stitches in the round. After completing round 1, join with a slip stitch. Move on to round 2. Note that unless otherwise specified, the right side texture should face out. The second round is complete. Everyone refer to the pattern and finish crocheting. Leave a yarn tail of about 15 centimeters at the end. This completes the thumb. Next, crochet the palm and arm. Start with 8 chain stitches. Don't crochet the chains too loose. Then starting from the second chain from the hook, pick up the front loop. Work 6 single crochets into each stitch correspondingly. After completing, 1 chain remains. Continue to pick up the front loop. Make a 3SC in 1, meaning in this same stitch, crochet 3 single crochets together. After completing, on the adjacent chain stitch on the left side, pick up the remaining 2 strands, which is the insertion point for the single crochet on this side. Work 1 single crochet. Note: do not go through the insertion points of these 3 single crochets. Place the yarn tail over the hook. Crochet and hide the tail as you go. Continue on the left side. At these 5 insertion points, work 4 single crochets and 1 single crochet increase in sequence. Cut off the starting tail directly. Then join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. So the first round is completed. Continue crocheting rounds 2 to 8. I've already finished them. These rounds are worked even with single crochets. After finishing, continue with round 9. This round requires adding in the thumb. First work 2 normal single crochets. Then take out the thumb. Starting from the first stitch, directly work 2 single crochets. Make the first stitch tighter. Leave the yarn tail on the outside. Then leave the remaining 3 stitches of the thumb unworked. Skip another 3 stitches on the palm. Starting from the 4th stitch, work 5 single crochets in sequence. Same as before. Make the first stitch here tighter. Then work 1 single crochet decrease and 4 single crochets. Complete this round. Now I've completed round 9. Next, stuff appropriately. Not too much. Next, everyone continue to refer to the pattern. Crochet the arm until complete. After finishing, leave a yarn tail of about 30 centimeters. Fasten off normally. That's it for the crocheting method of the arm. Follow the same method. Complete the other arm as well. Next, let's learn the leg. The leg includes the shoe, the calf and the pants leg. Switch colors when crocheting. Stuff with fiber fill, and insert shaping wire. Now watch me demonstrate. For the shoe, start with a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds around the magic ring. The crocheting method for R1 is similar to that of the palm. Refer back to the previous demonstration and follow the chart. Complete the first round. Once finished, continue following the chart to finish round 2. I've already crocheted it. My color choice here is not for reference. The focus is on explaining the method. This won't be repeated later. After completing the first 2 rounds, continue to crochet round 3. Refer to the chart. First crochet 1 single crochet. 1 single crochet increase. And 2 single crochets. Once completed, crochet 1/2 double crochet. Then work 6 double crochet 2 in 1 in a row. Double crochet 2 in 1 means making 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Here I finished 1 double crochet 2 in 1. Continue and complete the remaining 5. Finish crocheting the rest. Once completed, continue with 1/2 double crochet. Then work the remaining stitches in order. Now round 3 is complete. Continue to crochet round 4. Before working, if you don't have stitch markers at home, you can cut a piece of yarn tail about 10 centimeters long. Color different from this one. Take 2 strands of 2-ply yarn as backup. Then, work 1 chain. Turn the work. Here you can turn clockwise. In the first stitch on the left side, make a slip stitch. Make this slip stitch slightly loose. Not too tight, otherwise it will be hard to pick up stitches later. If you can't tell which is the first slip stitch braid, just mark it. Continue to crocheting slip stitches evenly. Complete the entire round. Once completed, mark the last braid. Mark the first braid. Everyone can check the stitch count. Finish with a slip stitch in the first braid. Tighten this final slip stitch. Since the next round requires switching colors, cut the yarn normally. This completes the 4th round. Continue to the 5th round. This round will be worked into the slip stitch braid from the previous round. Make a single crochet. First, turn the work. So that the right side texture of the sole faces you. Insert the hook into the yarn tail. Join the yarn in the first braid, on the left side of the slip stitch, which is the marked braid. Take the corresponding color yarn. Pull the yarn through. Joining the yarn is complete. Work 1 chain. Tighten. Then make 1 single crochet in the joining stitch. Continue to work single crochets evenly into each stitch. Note, always pick the braid of the slip stitch like this, not the stitches from the 3rd round. Continue all the way down the right side to this marked braid position. Once completed, join with a slip stitch. The 5th round is now complete. Continue to crochet the 6th round. Refer to the pattern. Work 5 single crochets and 1/2 double crochet in sequence. After completing that, work 1 double crochet, then work 1 double crochet decrease. First in the adjacent stitch on the left side, work 1 incomplete double crochet. That is, leave the last pull through unworked. Continue in the adjacent stitch on the left side, work the second incomplete double crochet. Once completed, yarn over, pull through all loops at once. This is a double crochet decrease. Continue with 1 double crochet. Then work 1 double crochet decrease. That is, first in the next 2 stitches on the left side, work 1 incomplete double crochet in each. Then yarn over, pull through all loops at once. Next, everyone continue to follow the chart. Finish crocheting this round. Now the 6th round is completed. Then insert a piece of stiff paper inside. Take a brown paper piece like this. Cut 2 appropriately sized pieces according to the sole. I've already cut them here. Align and overlap them neatly. Place them into the fabric piece. Continue following the chart to complete round 7 and round 8. After completing, fasten off the yarn normally. Then stuff the inside of the shoe with appropriate amount of fiber fill. That's it for the shoe part. Continue crocheting the calf. Work round 1 entirely in the back loop. First attach yarn to the first stitch. Work 1 chain. Tighten the tail. Make 1 single crochet in the joining stitch. Continue into the back loop of the adjacent stitch on the left side. Make 1 single crochet. Then skip 1 stitch. Make 1 single crochet. Then skip 1 stitch. Work 2 double crochet decrease. Then skip 1 stitch. Make 1 single crochet. Repeat 2 times. After completing, work 5 single crochets. The first round is complete. Continue following the chart. Crochet the remaining rounds of the leg. After finishing, break the yarn normally. That's it for crocheting the lower leg. Once the leg is completed, continue with the pants leg. On the first round, pick up the front loops for all stitches. First, join the yarn in the first stitch. Work 1 chain. Then crochet the corresponding stitch pattern. Finish crocheting this round. I've now completed the first round. Continue following the chart. Crochet rounds 2 to 4. After completing the first 4 rounds, continue with rounds 5 to 18. Starting from the 5th round, the stitch patterns for the 2 legs differ. Start with the left leg. After finishing it, cut the yarn. Then cut a piece about 40 centimeters long of the same color yarn for the leg. Set it aside for later use. Then cut a piece about 40 centimeters long of shaping wire. Fold it in half. Bend about 1.5 centimeters. Insert it into the shoe. Then stuff appropriately with fiber fill. After completing the left leg, continue following the chart to crochet the right leg. After completing, don't cut the yarn. Insert the shaping wire in the same way, and stuff with fiber fill. That completes the legs. Next, on top of the 2 legs, crochet the body. You also need to change colors for the body. Crochet and stuff with fiber fill as you go. When you reach the corresponding position, you'll need to add the arms and shaping wire. Now watch me demonstrate. First, crochet the first round of the body. Start by taking the leg with the uncut yarn. On the left side, make 4 single crochets. After completing, take the other leg. Find the 12th stitch from the right side of the yarn tail, which is the 12th stitch from the end. Start from this stitch, work 17 single crochets into each stitch in sequence. Make the first stitch tighter. Skip the slip stitch position. After completing, continue with 1 single crochet decrease and 20 single crochets. After completing, leave the last 4 stitches unworked. Go back to the right leg. Skip 4 stitches. Work 18 single crochets in sequence, 1 single crochet decrease and 15 single crochets. Pay attention, don't twist it here. That's the end of the first round. Next, stretch the loop bigger. To prevent slipping off, take the cut yarn tail. Thread it through a yarn needle. Use the yarn tail to sew together the crotch area. After sewing up, bring the yarn tail to the inside, and tie a knot to secure it. Continue following the chart, all the way down to the 27th round. I've already completed it. Pay attention to stuffing fiberfill as you crochet. Also, change colors at the corresponding position. After crocheting it, continue with the 28th round. This round requires adding arms and shaping wire. Before working, confirm the position of the arms. First, press it flat like this. Find the 8 stitch positions on both sides, and mark them. After marking, check the stitch count front and back. The stitch counts should be the same. Then take out the arm. Place the thumb of the arm to the inside. Align the top 8 stitches of the arm with the corresponding position on the body and secure them together. The stitch marker is included within the 8 stitches. Once the position is confirmed, begin crocheting. First work single crochet into each stitch evenly. Continue all the way up to the stitch before the marker. After completing that, from the marked stitch on the arm, start from the adjacent stitch on the left side. Work single crochets evenly into each stitch. Continue all the way up to the stitch before this marked one. When you meet a yarn tail, weave it in as you crochet, which means carry the yarn tail down to the underarm area to make sewing later more convenient. After crocheting a few stitches, this stitch marker can be removed. Once the arm part is completed, continue from the body. Begin single crochets from the stitch adjacent to the left of the marker. Leave the yarn tail on the outside. Keep crocheting along the body, all the way to the stitch before the marked stitch. Then continue working single crochets on the arm. Similarly, weave in the yarn tails as you go. Do not work into the marked stitch positions. Finally, leave a small section unworked. Correspondingly make single crochets to match. Finish this round. Now the 28th round is completed. Next, measure the width of the arm. Cut 2 pieces of shaping wire. The length of the shaping wire should be roughly the same as this width, or slightly longer. Then fold one end of each shaping wire, about 1 centimeter. First insert the unfolded end into one of the thumbs. and the other end into the other palm. Then place the other one symmetrically. Once completed, stuff fiber fill into each arm. After stuffing, continue crocheting the 29th round. First, work one single crochet into each stitch, all the way until one stitch remains on the body. Then into the last stitch of the body and the first stitch of the arm. Work one single crochet decrease. Then on the arm section, decrease 5 stitches evenly. You can mark 5 positions in advance and make decreases at those marked positions, or follow the crocheting pattern in the chart. After completing that, at the last stitch of the arm and the first stitch of the body, continue with one decrease. Once completed, continue working single crochets on this side of the body, then follow the same pattern as before. Work the remaining stitches as normal single crochets, finish with a slip stitch join. Complete this entire round. After finishing the 29th round, continue evenly to complete the 30th round. Once completed, the 31st round, the 33rd round and the 36th round, you need to decrease 5 single crochets evenly on both shoulders, approximately evenly spaced, on the 38th round, at roughly the middle position of each shoulder. Decrease 1 stitch respectively. The 32nd round, the 34th to 35th rounds, and the 37th round, are all worked even with no increases or decreases. Refer to the chart, and complete the first 38 rounds. Once the first 38 rounds are completed, continue to crochet the 39th round. Before working this round, first roughly find the middle stitch on each side of the shoulders and mark them. Then at the marked stitches, work 2 single crochet decreases on each side, left and right. Make a single crochet in the marked stitch, and work 1 single crochet into each stitch evenly elsewhere. Repeat this process as described. Finish crocheting this round. Now I've completed the 39th round. Continue to crochet the 40th round. On this round, you need to work 5 single crochet decreases in a row on each side of the shoulders. Work 5 single crochet decreases consecutively on each shoulder side. Before working, you can first mark 10 stitches on each side. Then within the marked area, work 5 consecutive single crochet decreases. Work even with single crochets in the remaining positions. For the following rounds 41 and 42, work 3 consecutive single crochet decreases on each shoulder side. Before working, first mark 6 stitches on each shoulder side. Then make the decreases. Work even with single crochets in the remaining positions. Repeat this process all the way down to round 42. Once you've completed round 42, bend the shaping wire inward. Then continue to crochet round 43. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch evenly, all the way to approximately the middle of the shoulder. Once completed, work a DC3 tog. That is, on the 3 stitches on the left side, work an incomplete double crochet in each. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through all loops at once. This is a double crochet 3 stitches together. Continue to work 1 single crochet into each stitch evenly. All the way to the shoulder position on this side. If the starting point is close to the shoulder here, work a DC3 tog on the last 3 stitches. Now I finished crocheting. Leave a yarn tail of about 50 centimeters. Fasten off normally. Then stuff with fiber fill. So the body is completed. Next, sew the thumb and underarm to the body using the reserved yarn tails. I won't sew them in this case. Finally, attach the head on top of the body. The head is roughly aligned with the 5th to last round, and sewn to the final round of the body. Before sewing, position the head with the starting chain facing downward. Locate the middle of round 27. Over the next 15 consecutive single crochets. At the center stitch of these 15 stitches, mark the insertion point. Make a clear mark, which is roughly between Round 26 and round 27. This spot will be the center of the face. Temporarily secure a few points first. Use a piece of thread in a different color. Thread it through the yarn needle. Pay attention to keep the head straight. First, fix one point at the front center. Continue securing a few more points. Once secured, use the reserved long tail to sew it in place. After sewing up, tie a knot to secure. Up to this point, the main part is finished. Now let's continue with the clothing, including the inner garment and outer garment. The inner garment consists of 3 sections plus the neckline. The outer garment is divided into the main part and the sleeves. Both garments begin with a foundation chain. Overall, they are worked flat. Only the sleeves of the outer garment are worked in rounds. Now please watch my demonstration. First, work the first section. Refer to the pattern, cast on the corresponding number of chains, and begin from the second stitch from your hook. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch. Complete the first row. I finished crocheting it. The swatch has fewer stitches. Pay attention. Leave a yarn tail of about 50 centimeters at the beginning. Then move on to the second row. Make 3 chain stitches, which counts as 1 double crochet. Then turn your work. Start from the second stitch. Work into the front loop of each stitch. Make a double crochet into each corresponding stitch. Complete this row. Once done, continue with the third and fourth rows. The crocheting method for these 2 rows is identical to the second row. Start by making 3 chain stitches. Turn the work. Begin from the second stitch. Pick up the front loops. Correspondingly make double crochets. When you reach the beginning chain at the edge, on the beginning chain, pick up 1 strand and make a double crochet. Everyone finish the third and fourth rows. Now I have completed the first 4 rows. Continue to crochet the 5th row, make 3 chain stitches. Turn the work. Starting from the second stitch, make the corresponding number of double crochets. My stitch count is also fewer here. After completing that, make 2 DC2 tog decreases. Row 5 is complete. Leave the remaining part unworked for now. Next, on top of row 5, continue crocheting back and forth. Complete all the remaining rows of the first section. I've already finished crocheting the first section here. Once everything is completed, fasten off the yarn normally. Move on to the second section. I've also already finished crocheting it, both the beginning and ending of the second section. Leave about 50 centimeters of yarn tail. The crocheting method for the first 4 rows is identical to the first section. Starting from row 5, just crochet the corresponding number of stitches. Leave the remaining stitches unworked. After completing it, continue on this half side of the second section. To crochet the third section, start with row 1. Face the wrong side texture of row 4 toward yourself. Count 35 stitches from the left. The beginning chain counts as 1 stitch. Join yarn in the 35th stitch. Pay attention to picking up the front loops when crocheting. Make 3 chain stitches. Then start from the adjacent stitch on the left side. Crochet the corresponding stitch patterns in sequence. Work all the way down this row. After completing row 1, continue following the chart. Complete the remaining rows. Don't cut the yarn after finishing. That concludes the third section. After completing the third section, continue crocheting the neckline. The neckline has 2 rows. Crochet row 1 first. Work 1 chain. Do not turn. Work single crochets along this side edge. There are 8 rows here. Make 2 single crochets for each row correspondingly. Once completed, make 1 single crochet at this junction. Then on the 7 stitches on the left side, work 1 single crochet into each stitch correspondingly. At this junction here, likewise make 1 single crochet. My crocheting pattern is for reference only. You can adjust according to your needs, ensuring that after finishing the edge, it lies flat overall. Next, along these 8 rows on the side edge, work 2 single crochets in each row. Once completed, take out the first section. With the last row of the first section, wrong side facing you. Starting from the 7th stitch on the left side of this section. Work one single crochet into each stitch evenly, meaning the right side texture of row 4 is facing you while crocheting. When done, you can add one extra single crochet at the junction. Then along the side of these 8 rows, work 2 single crochets in each row. This completes the first row of the neckline. Continue to crochet the second row. Work 1 chain, turn the work. Work 1 single crochet into each stitch, crochet all the way across the row. When completed, fasten off and weave in the ends. This completes the neckline. Next, take the back part of the garment here. Use the reserved yarn tail. Sew it together roughly evenly. When sewing, pick up one stitch at a time. After sewing, tie a knot and weave in the end. Then, sew the side seam. Along this side edge, evenly match and sew 19 single crochets. Leave the remaining part for the cuff. When sewing, insert the hook into the single crochet insertion point. After sewing, tie off and weave in the ends. On the other side, use the same method. And correspondingly sew 19 single crochets. That's all for the inner garment. Now move on to the outer garment. Start with the main part of the outer garment. First, refer to the chart and crochet the first 13 rows completely. I've already finished crocheting them. Remember to leave a long yarn tail at the beginning. After finishing, continue to crochet row 14. Make 3 chain stitches. Then turn the work. Find the 4th chain from the end. Pick up the front loop. Pay attention, don't twist the chains. Work a double crochet. Continue on each chain to the left. Pick up the front loop and make a double crochet. Crochet into all the chain positions. Continue into the double crochet stitches. Pick up the front loop and correspondingly make a double crochet. Finish this row. Once completed, continue following the chart. Crochet the remaining rows. Leave a long yarn tail at the end. After the main part is crocheted, sew the 2 sides together. Match and sew 15 stitches respectively. Meaning there are 40 stitches left here at the cuff. Use the front side texture of the double crochet on the front band as the outside of the garment. After sewing is complete, begin crocheting the sleeves. The sleeves are crocheted on the right side. Find the stitch where the seam is. On the adjacent position to the left side. For both sleeves. There is a difference here. This side has stitches. This side is chain stitches. When crocheting, pick this kind of insertion point. First join yarn in the adjacent position to the left side of the seam. Work 1 chain. Make 1 single crochet in the joining yarn spot. Then work 4 single crochets evenly into each stitch. After completing, crochet 5 half double crochets. 20 double crochets. 5 half double crochets and 5 single crochets. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch join. Move on to round 2. This round is to work 1 single crochet into each stitch evenly. Complete this round. After finishing, join with a slip stitch, and fasten off the yarn, weave in ends. Now, I've already completed one sleeve. Just follow the same method, and complete the other sleeve. I'll leave this one unworked here.